So after we moved in about a month ago, I talked to Everett into letting me get a bread machine because I had expressed interest in starting to make most of our bread. And I didn't want to spend all day doing it. So I found what I liked and he said okay. And now I have a bread machine. And I'm going to walk you through making the soft eggy bread, but that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. Put in your wet ingredients first. This is a 1/4 cup of melted butter and 3/4 of a cup of room temperature milk. It sounds kind of gross, but it's not. You want to make a happy environment for your yeast. One of the big changes for me since we moved up here has been going from having a job that is incredibly structured to the point of having bells tell you when each step of your day takes place, to having to structure my own day, which sounds like for most people that's okay, big deal. But as I've mentioned before, I have severe ADHD, so structuring my day is a little more of a challenge for me. I just added 2 room temperature eggs. It wouldn't be soft eggy bread without 2 room temperature eggs. Incidentally, the eggs that my chickens have been laying have been more sizable and more prolific since we've gotten here. I don't know if there's a correlation or if I'm just assuming the chickens are happier. The evidence is there. 3 cups of flour. So structuring my day has been, it's been a challenge because not every day looks like the one before it. One day I may have baby ducks coming, 1/4 cup of sugar. Another day I may be working on trying to get our upstairs to a point where we can move in. Teaspoon of yeast. You could adapt this for non-bread making. You would just have to incorporate your ingredients in a different order and probably switch from, well, you could probably use a quick rise yeast. Quick rise yeast. 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. The best thing that I have discovered that works for me has been to allow myself to be flexible. Because, like I said, every day is different, and some jobs or some tasks that pop up have a time limit on when they can be done. Obviously, if you've got baby animals arriving, you need to make them a hospitable habitat pretty much from the get-go and watch them for the first day, because the shipping process isn't always it's never good for them. It's kind of stressful for them. So my first day with the baby ducks, I spent checking on the baby ducks on a regular basis. Your day may look like my neighbor just brought me over a giant milk crate of peaches, and I don't want them to go bad. And because peaches and fruit have a shelf life, you want to process those and kind of maybe push something that isn't so time sensitive to the next day. So what I've done is essentially divided my day into blocks. The bread machine that I got is the Cuisinart. It's awesome because it makes little square loaves of bread, which kind of, it's not the weird round breads, it just toasts better. It doesn't toast better, it just makes me feel more like it's real bread. I'm weird. It locks into place, and you program it. It's really easy. So I want light bread, and I want 1.5 pounds. And now I go. And it starts, and it kneads, and it rises, and it kneads, and it rises, and it bakes. It's awesome. So what I've done is divide my day into chunks. I chunk my day. And in the morning, up until lunchtime, that's chore time. Since I don't have a 9-to-5 job right now, and Everett does, I have taken it upon myself to be the primary. I'm a housewife, guys, for the time being, and I don't hate it. But I try to take point on all of our domestic chores. So until lunchtime, I'm going to be running errands, making bread, making breakfast, making lunch, doing laundry, cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the bathroom. I've adapted my schedule of cleaning from our old house, and that seems to be working pretty well. I have maintenance tasks and deep cleaning tasks. I may run errands. I also do my farm chores first thing in the morning. No human beings eat until the animals have eaten. That's just a general good rule of thumb. And it's working. Usually my morning chores outside take about 30 minutes. I come in, I make breakfast, and then I do my domestic chores, my cleaning, my running errands, anything that has to be done to keep the house going. After lunch is dedicated to more of my long-term projects. And right now that is largely getting our upstairs ready for us to move in upstairs. We're currently sleeping in what will become our den. It made a lot of sense to us to do it that way because we wanted to replace the flooring upstairs, and the idea of moving all of our furniture up there and then moving it out to do the flooring just didn't make any sense. So upstairs is getting redone. I'm hoping we can be up there by the end of September. That's my goal. That means new paint, new flooring, new trim, etc. In addition to that, I also have my side hustle, which is upcycling furniture. That's kind of a new thing that I've been doing. I'm going to be doing a project for us pretty soon because we needed new dressers. We sold all of ours before we left. And I was able to find some really cool ones on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm going to upcycle them and we're going to put them upstairs, and they're going to be absolutely awesome. That's an afternoon task. I divide my day into morning tasks and afternoon tasks. Short-term things that keep us going, long-term things that either make our house more habitable, that are long-term for the farm, like building chicken tractors or making roosts or getting ready for new arrivals, or furniture projects. And then that gives me time in the evening to edit my videos and get ready to go. So being a little flexible with myself, but still providing myself with a degree of structure has proven pretty successful since I've gotten here. I don't feel like I am running around like a chicken with my head cut off because I have this order to my day. It's a routine. Is it a rigid routine? No, obviously. The key word is flexible. But it's enough of a routine, enough of a structure that I can remain productive. I'm also really proud of my shelves behind me. That's going to be another video where I talk about prioritizing projects and deciding what needs to be done now and what can be done later. But that's coming to a channel near you. I'm hoping to be able to take you on a tour tomorrow of my not tomorrow, but Wednesday when my next video comes out. My next video is going to be what my day looks like, at least my morning. you can go with me on my chores. See the babies, see the tweens, see the big girls. I do think that, this is going to have to continue to adapt because our farm is going to grow in scope as the years progress. But I think it's working for now. Stay tuned. And we'll have bread and jam later. One more quick note. The book that I am using to make bread, which is amazing, is the No Fuss Bread Machine Cookbook. I love this thing. It's got all sorts of really great recipes. If you are a bread machine owner, I highly recommend it. If you are not a bread machine owner and you have any interest in making bread on a regular basis, I highly recommend the Cuisinart. I will put links in the show notes for both of these things. I make my own hamburger buns now. It's kind of awesome. And pizza crust, no big deal. There's a dough cycle. I can just throw all the ingredients in there and I have pizza crust 30 to 40 minutes later. If you want to if you want bread that doesn't have all this weird stuff in it that keeps it going for 3 weeks, it's a good thing. Sorry, Martha, I'm stealing your line.